The National Statuary Hall contains other statues commemorating the lives and accomplishments of many famous Christians, such as this one of Junipero Serra, the missionary with cross held high, and Marcus Whitman, preacher and frontier trailblazer, with Bible held under his arm, and there are many others. On this side of Statuary Hall, we have a statue of Daniel Webster. Daniel Webster was part of the second generation of American statesmen. He was a young man during the American Revolution, and he grew up listening to the speeches of Presidents George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison. Following his own entry into politics, Daniel Webster became a leading national figure. He served almost a decade in the U.S. House, nearly 2 decades in the U.S. Senate, and he was the Secretary of State for 3 different presidents. Daniel Webster gained a reputation as an exceptional orator. His powers of argumentation were persuasive, whether arguing a case in the Supreme Court or debating a bill in Congress. In fact, so great were his skills that it is reported that attorneys, when learning they'd be opposing Daniel Webster, would sometimes withdraw from a case rather than face Webster's genius. Daniel Webster's strong commitment to the principles of law and the Constitution earned him the title, the Defender of the Constitution. As a famous orator, Daniel Webster expressed the belief that no one could become a great orator without studying the Word of God. In fact, Webster regularly practiced his own oratory by reading the Bible aloud. There are wonderful anecdotal accounts of visitors and Capitol staff gathering just to listen to Daniel Webster read the Bible. Webster's voice would thunder and boom, and it seemed as if the doors would rattle off their hinges as he recited the words spoken by the Almighty. Charles Landman, Webster's personal Senate secretary, recalled,
"We well remember his quotation of some of the verses in the 38th chapter of Job. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind, and said, Who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding." And so forth. Mr. Webster was a fine reader, and his recitation of particular passages which he admired was never surpassed, and was capable of giving the most exquisite delight to those who could appreciate them.